Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about absolute value and how to set the tone of your picture. This is extremely important, and this week I was sent a student critique. She's aware that I am doing this as a video, has agreed to it, and even we kind of laughed about some of the comments that I talked to her about in private. I'm going to tell you where she went right and where she went wrong. And then we're going to do something drastic on this picture to fix what she did. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about what she did right. And I absolutely think her background is beautiful. She did this picture from Floribunda. I recognized it. It's one that I did. And to be honest, her background, all of this is her negative space. And I think she did a better job than I did on this picture. Her flowers are very distinct. I love that you could see the stems that lead to the flowers. Mine are much more blurry. Each leaf is different, making it very visually entertaining. I just think she did a marvelous job on it. No negative comments about her background at all. Where she went wonky, unfortunately, was with her main flowers, the four main flowers on the page. The background is the negative space. That's not supposed to attract your eye. It's supposed to add to the picture. Your focal point, which is the flowers, are what your brain is supposed to notice first and right off the bat. And we were laughing because the first thing I noticed on this picture was 3 uncoiffed pubic hairs. And she thought that was funny too. But honestly, these black uh, inside of the flower, the pistons, she just went in the wrong direction. And then she underdid her flowers. She told me that her lighting source was from the right, which you can kind of tell in the background because when you go from the right there, she hit the mark right there, going right to it. Over here, this would be going under, and she hit it going right there. So I could tell that the lighting source was coming from the right. Where she didn't hit the mark was on these flowers. You can't tell anything that's going on. In fact, there's barely any shading at all going on in these flowers when there's absolutely a ton of room in here for shading. The moment in time that she went wrong was when she picked up her black pencil. There should be little to no black in this picture whatsoever. Now, for you beginners, my suggestion and my tip of the day is to take your black pencils and put it somewhere else. Don't give yourself the option to using your black pencils because really your black pencils are a tool. They're not supposed to form the picture in any way. It's supposed to enhance. It's a shader. So if you need to, if you're, I mean, which is a lot of people, they reach for that black pencil, get rid of it. Well, not get rid of it. Put it in a drawer somewhere, but don't leave it with your print. On here, okay, so let's look at this flower. Your eye is coming in from here. It's going to hit this, which she kind of guessed. I don't know what she was doing with this thing. All under here should be shaded. You see how over here it's lighter? And that's because it's curving in, and this is the top of the flower. So all under here would be darker. Under here would be darker. This value and this value are the same. So you can't tell that this part of the petal is folding over because this is not lighter than this. Anything that hits the light first is lighter. Now look at over here. This petal goes in, okay? This whole area would be shaded. This part would be hitting the light. Now I realize it's not a direct light, but it would be lighter because it's kind of folding inward. And you have the same things going on over here. This part of the petal is folding over. So you would go a little bit darker and then this would hit it. All this would be lighter because it hits the light first. All of this would be shaded darker. Same here. This is folding over. So this hits the light first, this hits the light first, this right here on this picture, all this would be shaded darker so that you could see all in here. And she sort of did it a little bit over here, but not enough. There's no gradient in color moving anywhere. Because she also picked up that black pencil, she set the tone for the entire picture. Her focal points are black, which means everything else that you're focusing on needs to be darker. So she's got a problem here, and that's how to fix this. And I told her I couldn't. She did like a terminal mistake. This is a big boo-boo. And to be honest, it would be even a challenge for me to fix. But there's a fix for everything, and I told her use this picture as a learning lesson, and there's plenty more in the book. I probably would have myself given up on this picture, but it's a good picture to do a major fix on. So we decided we were going to do or try something a little bit more dramatic. I want to take all her flowers and darken them all up. Put a light or background, and I know it's white, but we want something to draw our eye away from these flowers as much as possible. So if we put in a gradiated soft background here of whatever color she chooses, I would go with one of the, probably if I had to choose a color, let me see. She's got beige, light pink, and pink, hot pink. I would probably go for even a lighter shade because she's going to darken up all of this. I'd probably go for the lighter shade of pink and just do a shaded background, not a solid background, but a shaded background. This will help get rid of the starkness and the drawing of the eye to the pistons. Once she darkens everything up in the picture, it will take away some of the stark black that you see over here. No promising. But if she really, really wanted to really go daring, as sad as it may sound, I may even darken up the background a bit. Set the whole tone of the picture darker with a lighter background, and that sometimes works also. Also, she needs to put a spotlight into this, which is not a beginning trick. It is a more advanced trick. She's a beginner. I'm not sure if she's going to be able to do it. Where she has to, it would be akin to putting a flashlight onto these pictures. Have a really strong light going through and down, darken up this down here would be completely dark, not black. I said dark. I would put a light, like a flashlight light, going through this and darken up all of this and then lighten up the background. And this will also help deter from what she did with the patches of pubic hair over here. And I told her I would guide her in, behind the scenes. I'll guide her with this picture. I'm just not making any promises that her ability would be there. I would even make it my lighting so strong that you would actually be able to see the light going from dark to bright over here. Not easy. Not an easy fix. Under here would all be darker than the flowers, so I would really darken up that background so that these flowers are darker and the background is even darker. All these would help. But this is the perfect example of what I'm always telling you. Don't set your tone as black. Once you set the tone of the picture and you pick up that black pencil, there's nowhere else to go. I pick up my black pencil when I know I am on my top layers, and because I'm more advanced, I can visualize what the end result is going to be. So I can add black in over here because I know eventually I will have black. So if I pick up my black pencil, it's not bad. For a beginner, somebody who doesn't know how to do this, stay away from it. And this brings me up to what I'm going to do with you guys. One of my private students is also a little bit too new. My very next video, instead of doing the Christmas just yet, I'm working on the Christmas blending video. That's coming out. I'm about 50% done with the picture. But I'm going to jump ahead to something that everybody here, from any self-taught person, I'm going to go through the Prismacolor box with you guys, and I'm going to tell you what pencils do what. It's going to probably be the most important video that I do for you guys and the most beneficial. Because a lot of people, I even remember myself when I got that Prismacolor box, I became overwhelmed. And I know I get so many comments from people that they're overwhelmed by the amount of pencils. They just don't know what to do with them. But every pencil in that box has a purpose. People just don't know what those purposes are for. And I think once you do learn what those purposes are for, because some things are tools, some things are pencils that create the, the body of the picture, and they're used in different ways. There are so many specialty pencils in that box that how many people here know what non-photo blue does? How many people know what true green does in a picture? They're specialty pencils, and I bet you didn't even know. So that's going to be my next lesson with you, and I really think it's important. So I hope I helped you guys and showed you visually why you should never pick up this black. I'm going to help her. I will see you later today or tomorrow with that Prismacolor video. Take care.